Hello, this is Brent from Brent's Hockey Network, and we're gonna start off with some different, since I don't have the FHM6 loaded up. This is the GMs for the Discord server. And we're going to start off with the New York Rangers. They started off with a win 4-1 at home against LA. It is Buchnevich from Panarin and Zibanejad. Buchnevich from Zibanejad and Fox on the power play. Kravtsov from Kovalchuk and D'Angelo. And then Buchnevich with the hat trick from Panarin and Hutton. Then you lost at home 4-3 in regulation against the Pittsburgh Penguins, the former Stanley Cup champions of the 2021 season. 2020-2021 season. It is Strome from Hutton and Kakko. Then it's Fox from D'Angelo and Zibanejad on the power play, and then Kreider unassisted. Then you lost at home again 5-4 against the San Jose Sharks. It is Buchnevich unassisted, Zibanejad from Buchnevich and Panarin, Kravtsov from Lemieux and Trouba, and then Kreider from Strome and Kakko on the power play. Then you won at home 4-3 in a shootout against Colorado. It is Trouba from Kakko and Strome, Sheedle unassisted. Then Lemieux from Broussard. In the shootout, it is Zibanejad with the only goal. Then you won at home 2-1 against the Columbus Blue Jackets. It is Lafreniere from D'Angelo and Sheedle. Then Panarin from Buchnevich and Fox. Then you lost away from home against the Carolina Hurricanes 2-4. It is Kakko from Kreider and D'Angelo, then Strome from Kakko and Kreider. Then you lost at home 4-3 against the Dallas Stars. It is Lafreniere from Broussard and Sheedle, then Kreider from Buchnevich and Strome, then Strome from Kreider and Hutton. Then you lost away from home against Toronto in overtime. It is Kravtsov from Lemieux and Miller, and then Zibanejad from Buchnevich. Then you lost a shootout at home against the Anaheim Ducks 4-3. It is Buchnevich from Panarin and Zibanejad, Sheedle from Lafreniere and D'Angelo, and then Kravtsov from Panarin and Fox. Then you won away from home against Minnesota 3-2 in a shootout. It is Panarin from Buchnevich and Zibanejad, then Kakko from Strome, and Panarin with the only goal in the shootout. Then you won away from home 6-3 against Arizona. It is Strome from Kakko and Kreider, Kravtsov from Lafreniere and D'Angelo, Kovalchuk from Hutton and Broussard, and Kakko from Kreider and Hutton, then Panarin from Kakko on the empty net, and then Kakko unassisted in the empty net. Then you won away from home at Vegas 5-2. It is Sheedle unassisted, Sheedle from Lafreniere and Buchnevich, then Lafreniere from Broussard and Miller, Kakko from Zibanejad and Panarin. Then on the power play, there's Kakko from Fox and Panarin. And then you won 3-1 away from home against the Winnipeg Jets. Lafreniere from Broussard and Miller, Kakko from Panarin and Zibanejad, and then Zibanejad from Kakko and Panarin. This is your statistical numbers for your players so far. Standing-wise, you are 8th, 44 games played, 25 wins, 16 losses, 3 overtime or shootout losses, 134 goals for, and 123 goals against, 14.4 on the power play, 79.1 on the penalty kill, You are 7-3-1 in your last 10. You won 1 in a row, and you have 51 points. Next is Winnipeg. Your first game, you won 4-3 at home to LA in a shootout. It is Harkins from Appleton and Morrissey. Appleton from Harkins and Perfetti, and then Laine from Wheeler. And the two people who scored in the shootout, and the only two people who scored in the shootout for Winnipeg, are Scheifele and Laine. Then you won 7-5 away from home to the Nashville Predators. It is Connor from Laine and Wheeler, Connor from Laine and Pionk, Heinola from Scheifele and Pionk, Scheifele from Roslovic and Ehlers, Laine from Connor and Beaulieu, Scheifele from Roslovic and Ehlers, and then in the empty net, it is Laine from Morrissey. Then you won away from home 4-3 in overtime. It is Beaulieu from Perfetti and Gustafson, Laine from Connor and Wheeler, Morrissey from Lehkonen and Appleton, and then in the overtime, it is Scheifele from Morrissey and Gustafson. Then at home, you won 2-1 against the Minnesota Wild. It is Wheeler from Connor and Perfetti, and then Laine from Connor. Then you won away from home 3-2 against Buffalo. It is Connor from Laine and Gustafson, then Roslovic from Ehlers and Scheifele, and the only one to score in the shootout is Scheifele. Then you won at home 4-3 against the Boston Bruins. It is Connor from Wheeler and Laine, Laine from Connor and Wheeler, and Connor from Beaulieu and Wheeler, and the only one to score in the shootout was Scheifele again. Then you lost at home 5-3 against the Ottawa Senators. It is Laine from Connor and Pionk, then Morrissey from Pionk and Wheeler on the power play, then Appleton from Perfetti and DeMello. Then you won at home 6-3 against the Anaheim Ducks. It is Laine from Pionk and Morrissey on the power play, Connor from Pionk and Morrissey on the power play, Ehlers from Scheifele and Roslovic, Connor from Wheeler and Laine, Perfetti from Gustafson and Harkins in the empty net, and then Nico from Wheeler in the empty net. Then you won away from home against Chicago 5-2. It is Scheifele from Roslovic and Ehlers, Perfetti from Appleton, Wheeler from Connor, Wheeler from Laine and Connor, and Laine from Connor and Nico on the power play. Then you won away from home 3-2 against Calgary. It is Ryan from Lehkonen and Appleton, Connor from Wheeler, then Ehlers from Niku and Heinola on the power play. Then you won away from home again 5-3 against Edmonton. It is Connor from Wheeler and Little, Laine, Connor from DeMello, Ehlers from Roslovic and Niku on the power play, Ehlers from Roslovic and Morrissey, and then Morrissey from Perfetti. Then you lost 3-0 away from home against Vancouver. Then you won 3-1 against Winnipeg away from home. It is Lafreniere. No, you lost 3-1 at home against New York Rangers. It is Laine from Connor and Wheeler. Then you beat the St. Louis Blues 8-2 at home. It is Scheifele from Roslovic and Connor, Connor from Laine and Wheeler, Scheifele from Ehlers and Morrissey, Roslovic from Ehlers and Morrissey, Ryan from Appleton and Pionk, Appleton from Lehkonen and Morrissey, Morrissey from Laine and Pionk on the power play, then Beaulieu from Ehlers and Roslovic. Then you won 4-2 away from home against Minnesota. It is Laine from Wheeler and Connor, Ehlers from Roslovic and Morrissey, Roslovic from Ehlers and Beaulieu, and then on the power play, it is Ehlers from Wheeler and Pionk. Then your last game of December, you lost 3-2 to Philadelphia at home. It is Ehlers from Lazovic and Niku on the power play. Harkins unassisted. Here is player statistical numbers. Winnipeg, you are 4th overall in the NHL. 45 games played, 26 wins, 15 losses, 4 overtime or shootout losses, 145 goals for, 142 goals against, 22.4 on the power play, 86.2 on the penalty kill. You are 6-4 in your last 10. You lost 1 in a row. You're 5-1 in your shootouts, and you have 56 points. Okay, then we reach LA. You lost 4-1 away from home against the New York Rangers. It is Anthony Ciu from Velarde and Anderson. Then you lost away from home against Winnipeg at 3-4 in a shootout. It is Duclair from Byfield and Bjornfot. Byfield from Duclair and Doughty. Then Anthony Ciu from Haula and Doughty. Then you won 4-0 away from home against Colorado. It is Turcotte from Hoffman and Duclair. Doughty from Hoffman and Kopitar. Brown from Kempe and Haula, and then Hamonic from Anthony Ciu and Byfield. Then you lost at home 3-2 to the Nashville Predators. It is Anthony Ciu from Iafallo and Byfield, then Anthony Ciu from Iafallo and Byfield. Then you won at home 3-2 at home to the Montreal Canadiens. It is Byfield from Duclair and Siegenthaler, then Anthony Ciu from Duclair and Hamonic, then Hoffman from Iafallo and Vatanen. Then you won 3-2 at home to the Philadelphia Flyers. 3-2. It is Duclair from Hoffman and Mata on the power play. Duclair from Doughty and Mata on the power play. And then Iafallo from Hoffman and Kopitar. Then you lost away from home 4-3 against the Washington Capitals. It is Iafallo from Kopitar and Hoffman. Byfield from Duclair and Anthony Ciu. Then Doughty from Mata and Kopitar on the power play. Then you lost away from home 4-2 against the Columbus Blue Jackets. It is Byfield from Iafallo, then Bjornfot from Byfield on the power play. Then you lost away from home against the Carolina Hurricanes 3-2. It is Hoffman from Iafallo and Kopitar, Byfield from Vatanen and Anthony Ciu. Then you won away from home 5-4 against the New Jersey Devils. It is Doughty from Byfield and Iafallo on the power play. Duclair from Anthony Ciu and Byfield. Iafallo from Bjornfot and Byfield on the power play. Iafallo from Kopitar and Hoffman. Then Anthony Ciu from Byfield. Then you won at home 4-0 against the Dallas Stars. This is Anthony Ciu from Duclair and Vatanen. Kopitar from Duclair and Mata on the power play. Hoffman from Iafallo and Kopitar, then Hoffman from Doughty and Iafallo. Then you lost 2-1 against Dallas again at home. It is Haula from Turcotte and Duclair. Then you won 6-3 away from home at San Jose. It is Kopitar from Thomas and Lizotte. Hoffman from Iafallo and Mata. Anthony Ciu from Duclair. Hoffman from Mata and Kopitar on the power play. Hoffman from Doughty and Kopitar in the empty net. And then Duclair unassisted in the empty net. Then you won at home 2-1 in overtime against the Vegas Golden Knights. Is Velarde unassisted, then Haula from Doughty. Then you lost 4-2 away from home against the Vancouver Canucks on your last game of December. It is Duclair from Kopitar and Hoffman on the power play. Lizotte from Turcotte and Hamonic. This is your player statistics. You are 28th overall, LA. You have 42 games played, 18 wins, 23 losses, 1 overtime or shootout loss. 118 goals for, 120 goals against, 21.3 on the power play, 70.1 on the penalty kill. You're 5-5 in your last 10. You have 1 loss in a row. You're 1-1 in your shootout in overtimes. and you are 37 points. Next is good old Toronto, winning away from home 5-2 against New Jersey. It is Hyman from Hollowell and Riley on the power play, Hollowell from Abramov, then Makayev from Marner and Tavares, Matthews from Riley and Nylander, and then Nylander from Duzak in the empty net. Then you won in overtime 4-3 away from home against the St. Louis Blues. It is Patan from Hollander and Tavares, Makayev from Nylander and Rubens, Riley from Matthews and Hyman on the power play, and then in the overtime it is Tavares from Lehtinen. Then you won at home 4-2 against the Arizona Coyotes. It is Duzak from Lehtinen and Tavares on the power play, Nylander from Matthews, Matthews from Hyman and Hollowell on the power play, Hyman for Brooks and Anderson in the empty net. Then you lost 3-2 at home against the Carolina Hurricanes. It is Urgenchintsev from Brooks and Abramov, then Marner from Matthews and Hyman. Then you beat the Buffalo Sabres 6-3 away from home. It is Matthews from Hyman and Nylander, Hyman from Nylander and Duzak, Hollander from Patan and Anderson, Tavares from Marner and Rubens, Marner from Makayev and Tavares in the empty net, and then Brooks from Urgenchintsev and Riley in the empty net. Then you won 3-2 in overtime against the New York Rangers. It is Matthews from Riley and Hollowell on the power play, Hyman from Marner and Martinez, and then Matthews unassisted in the overtime on the power play. Then you won 4-2 at home against the Columbus Blue Jackets. It is Marner from Matthews and Anderson on the power play, Anderson from Hollander and Martinez, then Matthews from Hyman and Hollowell, and then Makayev from Marner and Hollowell in the empty net. Then you won at home 5-2 against the defending Stanley Cup champions. It is Hyman from Matthews on the power play, Brooks unassisted, Makayev from Tavares and Marner on the power play, Nylander from Riley and Matthews, then Abramov from Urgenchintsev and Lehtinen in the empty net. Then we beat the Boston Bruins away from home 4-2. It is Nylander from Tavares and Makayev, Makayev from Tavares, Hollander from Hollowell and Brooks, then Marner from Hollowell and Riley in the empty net. Then you lost at home 4-3 to the Chicago Blackhawks. It is Makayev from Matthews and Marner on the power play, Tavares from Marner and Makayev, then Matthews from Nylander and Hollowell. Then you lost in a shootout at home 4-3 against the Buffalo Sabres. It is Tavares from Hyman and Hollowell, Hyman from Nylander and Riley on the power play, then Lehtinen from Matthews. Nobody scored in the shootout for Toronto. Then you beat the Montreal Canadiens 4-3. It is Anderson from Nylander and Brooks, Matthews from Makayev and Nylander, Hyman from Tavares and Rubens, and Urgenchintsev from Patan and Martinez. Then you won away from home against the New York Rangers. It is Matthews from Riley and Hollowell on the power play, then Nylander from Makayev and Tavares. And then you lost away from home against Montreal Canadiens 3-2. It is Tavares from Makayev and Nylander on the power play, then Anderson from Hollander and Brooks. These are your player statistics, and you are 40, 26, and 8. 146 goals for, 106 goals against, 25.8 on the power play, 82.2 on the penalty kill, 7, 2, and 1 in your last 10. You lost your last one. You're 2 and 4 in the shootout, and you have 58 points. that's the end of part 1 of the GM. If you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. Don't forget to check the description out below for not only the Discord server, but as well as the social medias. And I'll see you guys soon.